Please. I will start by inviting the speakers on the podium. Mr. Dan Stratan, please choose any seat that you like. Just leave this for me. Yes. Elena Popescu, CEO Electra Renewable Support, please. Sebastian Favieli, Managing Partner Nofar Energy, please join us on the stage. And Mr. Paul Moldovan, founder Parapet, also you are expecting on the podium. I will say a few words before starting the conversation and until the speakers will join us here. My name is Gabriela Văcăriței, I am Chief Editor with Energynomics, and I will be the moderator for the next 40-50 minutes. I will start by saying thank you to the organizer for having here us today as a content partner, and also for giving us the opportunity to have a couple of minutes with you in discussing some topics of interest in the relationship between Greece and Romania. Please, Paul. Fabi, please join us here on the stage. Strangely enough, I think that the first session of the day was a very good introduction for our own conversation to follow, because this very interesting and thorough discussion on islands and Greek islands, decarbonizing and electrifying islands, is, I think, a very good starting point for our discussion too on the continental part of Europe. So from this southern focused conversation, we move to the northern part. We move from islands at the sea and the continental level, but the problems and the topics remain the same. And I think that many of the lessons that we will gain in these efforts in decarbonizing islands will be used, and are already used, in discussion about energy islands within existing networks. This idea of microgrids, for example, or this idea of community of energy, of this idea of active user of the grid, which has not yet touched in the previous conversation. All of these are of the most important, very, very important at the moment. So I hope we will touch some of those issues in what's next. But the main idea of our session and the next one is to put in front of the local community of energy active experts some Romanian expertise, some companies, some people that know about the Romanian sector and are already prepared to share with you some of their expertise in the situation that you are interested to come and make business in Romania, or in the situation that you might need some experts to help you here in Greece. So let us start. Ladies, gentlemen, as we discussed, each of you will have an initial intervention of about 5 minutes in order to make yourself known for the audience here, and then we will have probably 20 minutes for discussion. So I will start with Mr. Dan Stratan, a well-known figure and very influential in Romania as a founder and the brain and the heart behind RCI Holding, here with us today in the capacity of owner of Ciga Energy Hellas. So already a Romanian company present here in Greece, which is kind of a rare thing, I say, because there are many investors from Greece present in Romania, but not that many similar operation from Romania to Greece. So tell us a few words about your company, your interest, and why you're here. What are the most important things that you can put on the table for these people here? Thank you.
Thank you very much. I will put a little bit of a personal touch because the question was quite personal in a way. We have been following Greece for many, many years. I used to work for the largest investment bank in the world at that time, and I was responsible for corporate Greece back in the 90s, to be precise, between 95 and 99. And I had the opportunity to understand as much as possible the private sector of Greece, because I was responsible for the private sector of Greece. We were following Greece not only for Greek operations, but also for the Greek companies' operations abroad. So we have followed with supplying capital to the Greek conglomerates. We have continued to work mostly in our region being Central Eastern Europe, supporting Greek entrepreneurs and the EPC contractors into infrastructure works, especially after the Olympics of 2004. But recently, something has dramatically changed, and this wind of change has come not only from Europe, for the directives which are linked to safety of supply in energy, but also the fact that the Greek economy had a significant revival. 3 years ago, we decided to invest in Greece. We have a company here, which is called Chiga Energy Hellas. And this company is acting on the Greek market, but also as a bridge between Greek investment objectives and our knowledge of especially the Balkans, Western Balkans included, but Bulgaria, Romania, and many other countries across Central Europe as well. This new approach has allowed us not only to bring Greek competencies and capital to Romania and other places, as I mentioned, but also to be a small player, but nevertheless a player in the Greek economy. We are taking pride of the fact that we have significantly helped, of course, by our presence here. We have been involved in the sale of 49% of VDE shares to Macquarie, acting sell-side advisor. We have been involved in a very important project, which was for us, and I think really a remarkable project, which has been the technology master plan for the Ellinikon. We have been the ones who have drafted the HEDNO, the digital transformation roadmap, and we have been involved heavily with OTE and Titan and other companies in their regional strategy, which was designed in the last couple of years. What is remarkable is that we have also advised Greek companies for M&A opportunities, both sell-side as well as buy-side. And here I want to mention the acquisition of Enel by PPC, where we were buy-side advisors. I want to mention the divesting of OTE, of Telecom Communication Romania Mobile, a very important transaction to OTE and to Deutsche Telekom Group. And we have also been involved in about 5 giga of renewables and batteries transactions, out of which 2.5 have been completed, and this is only in the last 6 months. I'm talking about Greek investors or Greek developers. So as you see, there is a very significant amount of interest, and as you mentioned, I'm really sorry that we are probably, if not the only, among the very few Romanian companies which have invested in your country, and we are very grateful for the way that we have been received, encouraged. We have been appreciated for our knowledge and know-how, and we are really, I'm not sure if we are missing any of the big players in the energy field. We are working with all of them, either in Greece, either we are talking about sustainability projects like the one we are doing for PPC Group here in Greece, or avoided emissions, what we are doing for VE Blue. So things which are really showing that competence, talent, knowledge is something that could be easily shared between our countries.
Thank you, Mr. Tantan, for this presentation. So there are so many areas that you might find interesting and potential opportunities in working with SIGA Energy Hellas. I will now move to Mr. Stelian Favelli, Managing Partner of Nofar Energy, representing an organization which is already being present in Romania and in many other parts of Europe as an important developer of RES projects, and also as a venue to transfer investments and money from investors to local markets. Please tell us a few words about why you think that Greece is an important place for you, building up on the experience that you already have in Romania.
So, first, thank you for the invitation. So a little bit about Nofar, so we will make the connection. So Nofar is a listed company in Israel. We are working in the last 15 years. We are working mainly in Israel, of course, and in Europe, also in the US. In the last 5 years, mainly we opened in Spain, which we have more than 400 megawatts. We are in Italy, in Poland, in Serbia, and our last investments were in Germany and the UK. We are the biggest developer of storage in the UK, and of course in Romania, which we are already building, and the connected part of it of almost 1 giga of PV utility scales. We are also present here in Greece, and this is mostly we are focusing on the storage, which we believe is needed. So if we are looking on all Europe, I will try, from our point of view as the developers, if in the last 3-4 years, mainly all the developers invested in the PV, wind, utility. I believe that from this year, everybody is focusing on the storage. We started a little bit earlier. But as we probably will also speak later, it's related to the grid capacities and to the investment in the renewable energy, which are pretty much starting to evolve and to be connected. And I believe that we will refer to this later. So
for sure, because this is a common theme of interest in Greece, in Romania. In Greece, everybody talks about curtailments and storage being the obvious technical solution to this. It is not very clear yet here, but also in Romania, if we have the appropriate markets for making this investment in storage feasible from a financial perspective. Please, Elena Popescu, CEO of Electra Renewable Support, tell us a few words about your company and where you are today. Why would it be your contribution here in Greece? Because in Romania I already know something, but tell us a few words about Electra.
Hi, thank you for the invitation. I will start with a connection that we have with Greece, how we actually started the collaboration and partnership with Greek companies. It all started a few years ago when TÜV Hellas gave us the opportunity to be their technical advisors in Romania for projects that were analyzed for Greek investors to be bought. This is how actually was opened the path for us for having Greek companies as clients for our services. And I will also tell shortly about our services in Romania and which can also be expanded internationally, like it was in the past for us. So I was saying that we started being as a partner with Greek companies for dispatching, operation, maintenance, because this is our specialty. We do this 15 plus years now in Romania. We also did it in the past, the dispatching part, which leads us to the perfect conclusion that we have no boundaries if we have communication active. And I can say that this partnership or this collaboration with a big Greek client of ours was we had only pluses. Because we realized how much we needed actually the experience very good consolidated during the years for Greek companies in renewables, and we made actually an upgrade of our services in Romania due to this partnership that we have. And expanded our views and our strategies related to maintenance and the strengths and cons of doing several actions. So this is how we started actually. We are a small company in Romania. It's a Romanian company that has only passionate employees with personal solutions depending on the action that we have to have, or the theme that is given to us. But I can probably say that my team works very much during the years, and we had an organic growth. I can give you some small figures, like we started with 8 megawatts in 2011, first wind farm that we took in our care. Then in 2023, I don't know, we were at 400 megawatts in dispatching, operation and maintenance, 24, 600, 25, 800, and I believe by next year we will go further beyond the 1 gigawatt of activities in a mixed portfolio of wind, solar, storage, gas, hybrid. When, like a general conclusion, we are that type of company that makes everything that has to be done for technical exploitation of power plants, from common coupling point to the generation unit. It doesn't matter which part. We can discuss about a full service scope or a mixed scope, depends. I told you we are pretty flexible in giving customized solutions, which gives us the possibility of doing a lot of things. Mm-hmm. Also, what I want to underline, and I will finish this part, I was mentioning about the fact that we can go internationally, because we did it in the past. 24/7 dispatcher operative management is an activity that is linked with the heart of a project, because if you don't have production, you have actually nothing. You cannot sell, you cannot do anything, you cannot get the investment back. And I was listening to the previous panel, and it was very interesting that I'm wondering, for each island, somebody should take care of monitoring and control everything. I don't know exactly how it works, the grid operator and the transport operator, how they act in Greece, because I looked for information, even ChatGPT didn't give me enough information. Maybe this would be an opportunity to organize an workshop for us to understand how the grid works here, because in Romania is different than all other European countries, with the dispatching, for example, point of view. As far as I know, all grid operators in Europe are doing what we do as authorized dispatcher in Romania. So that would be interesting also.
Yes, great idea, and we should focus on that. Thank you, Elena. I will move now to Paul Moldovan. 3 companies until now which are already present in Greece. This is not the case for Parapet, although you are working already for many years in many places in Europe. Tell us a few words about Parapet and about your interest in Greece.
Hi, first of all, thank you for the invitation. I'm Paul Moldovan for the ones which don't know me. I'm the founder of Parapet. Back in 2009, we started as a road safety company by working with a lot of Greek companies in the Romanian market, but we switched to energy and renewable energy by building solar parks by 2012. So 13 years of working in this business. I would say there are a few companies which have so much experience and working in a European level, because we have projects in more than 15 countries. I would say now, if I'm looking back at the numbers, I would say we've built till 2024 1.5 giga, but we are seeing immense growth in our market, because today we are having projects which are more than 500 megawatt combined together. Definitely we diversified our business model by going also to wind and from last year also to BESS, because we have to be sustainable, and definitely we cannot keep the net only with solar. At Parapet we have a regional approach by working, I would say, in any countries where the market has a demand.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for the moment, and we are now in the conversation mood. So any of you, if you have any idea, any comment, just show your hands up, and we'll make sure that you will be heard here on the stage. I will now move to Mr. Stratan. I know that you have to leave rather soon. Please tell us a few words about the main opportunities you see at the moment in Romanian-Greek cooperation area, even if it is about companies in Romania working here or the other way around. Which should be the most important topics?
I think there is a great opportunity in having a regional strategy, and actually this is happening as we speak, but it's mostly about safety of supply, is mostly about bracing ourselves through rearm Europe and some security issues. I think we are focusing very little on the human resources and talent that we can find in all our countries in the Balkans. And I think this is something that we heard in this panel a little bit, how we learned from the experienced Greek companies. We also have a remarkable, in Romania, in Bulgaria, in the region, we have a remarkable pool of talents, especially in the technology side. As we all see, technology is going to be not only the enabler, but I think also the driver of what we are going to see in the near future. So one thing that I would invite you to consider is how we could join forces in order to develop technologies, in order to have access to financing for startups of technology. In our plans, it is to create a venture capital fund for critical infrastructure technologies, because we believe that this will be a game changer for the future.
Thank you. In fact, your company seems to position itself as a solution to one of the common problems in Romania and Greece. We heard earlier, Mr. Kaltsas, I think, talked about 70 billions of euro available for Greece investment in renewables. I think the number is similar for Romania for the next decade. The problem is the poor capacity at administrative level to build up projects and conduct them. This is also the case in Romania. So this lack of structured knowledge, this is the point that you mentioned.
Yes, unfortunately, Romania has crossed a number of uncertainties, and the uncertainties are not over yet. As you probably know, Romania unfortunately has quite difficult to manage deficits. And here I'm talking about the main, let's say, budget deficit, which is north of 9%. Obviously, it is not sustainable. And there will be needed fiscal measures which will trigger adjustments, including in the GDP growth of Romania. But I'm sure that as we are crossing, I think we left behind the political uncertainties, and I think that Romania now is clearly stable, and in maximum 2 weeks we will have a stable government, most probably with a large majority in parliament. I think that all the difficult decisions will have to be taken. The absorption of EU funds, and we are the largest by far in Romania advisor on EU funding. We have brought only to the distribution companies from Resilience and Recovery Fund and from Modernization Fund, we have attracted more than 2 billion euros, 100% grants so far. And now we are also looking at other financing programs. We have also been very successful in attracting Innovation Fund and Connect Euro Facility funding for the energy sector. We believe that the absorption has to increase, especially in investments like CCGTs, which are seriously lagging behind. I'm talking about Turceni, Ișalnița, Iernut. We are talking about capacities which were supposed to replace the fact that nuclear unit number 1 is going to be refurbished as of the end of 2026. Its 30 years life is over. We have developed nuclear competencies as well, and we are going to be part jointly with the Czech, from the Czech Republic partner. We are going to be part also at this development across the region of, but Romania definitely has to invest not only in batteries, which is now the, let's say, the El Dorado for investors, but definitely in gas capacities in order to be able to stabilize you have a great experience in this country in having invested already 20-something years ago in CCGTs in order to stabilize the grid, to do balancing, to do ancillary services. So all these things, I think your expertise would be more than welcome for units in Romania for the stabilization of the grid.
Thank you, Mr. Tandar, for this fair warning about the fiscal problems in Romania and the potential contagion from the public area to the economy in general. Hopefully this European money might help us to prevent it. Thank you very much for joining us. And
thank you all. And I have to catch a flight, and I'm already terrorized by the Athens traffic.
Good luck, good luck. Have a nice flight. I will move now to Stelian, because Nofar Energy is one of the few companies who entered and invested money in Romania renewable sector in the second wave, so a couple of years ago, risking their own money mainly, so not waiting necessary for some contracts being signed with the public authorities in Romania through Modernization Fund, CFDs or other schemes. Tell us a few words about how was this strategy of yours? Was it a good one? Were the good money invested? Is it okay now, the situation, and what are the prospects for your projects in Romania?
Yes, so what I can say, since, as I mentioned, we invested in many countries in Europe, so I believe that if I can say that when we entered to Romania in 2021, Romania was, I will say it, underdeveloped if we compare it with other countries in the region. I can say that today, I cannot say underdeveloped, I can say maybe it's one leg behind. Okay, so this is maybe the situation of Romania. So our strategy came from our experience mainly in Spain and in Poland, which are much more developed.
It is also the case with Greece. We see the rhythm of investment in renewables. It's
yes, in Greece and countries that
in Ukraine,
far,
I may say,
yes.
Ukraine, a country under war, and they are investing like hell in renewables.
Yes, so when we got to the strategy to enter to Romania, I can say that in 2021, we stayed in an hotel, all the managers, and we said, okay, let's let's see what is going on, and let's make like a target 200 megawatts. This is, I can tell you, this was the approach, okay? So we started to see how we are going to do it. So we said, okay, let's start to develop a project, let's see how we are doing it, and so on. But then I realized in the beginning of 2022, before the war started, that the grid capacity is very limited, let's say it like this. So if I will wait now 2 years and start to develop, and we know what happened, so it was a very, cannot say guess, but we need to make it faster. So what we did, we made co-development with other developers that were already in the market. I remind you that at least in Romania and also in other countries in 2022, when you went to any coffee shop, you heard about renewable energy. I have a project, I have something, and so on. Everybody spoke about 10 gigas, 12 gigas of ATRE, and so on, and so on, and so on. But it's clear that it cannot happen, okay? Because there is not such enough money and workforce, I will say it, to make 10 giga, okay? So it's nice in the paper, but not in reality. So we changed our strategy, and we decided that we want to go to 1 giga. This is what since we are learning from the other countries that we invest, we said let's take it as a big country that in Europe that we can do it. So as you know, we started with Ratest, 155 megawatts that we connected in 2023, and this and in meanwhile, we also started to build another 650 megawatts that will be 400 from them will be connected at the end of this year and in first quarter of 2026, and another 265 will be connected in beginning of 2027. And of course, since we have already the experience, everybody is suffering or looking on the negative prices. And since we have this experience...
How do the financials look at the moment and for the near future in terms of revenues because of this increasingly more and more hours of negative prices?
Of course, they are lower than our expectation. This is for sure. From the other part, I can say that we have luck that we have more sun than we expected.
Okay.
So somewhere in the middle. The other, let's say, the positive, that really there are few companies that really build all what was expected. By the way, mainly from Greece. I can say at least two names that everybody knows, PPC and Mytilineos, which are very active in Romania. But of course, we are not speaking on 10 giga. We are speaking in the next 2-3 years, maybe 3-4 giga. So
we should move a little bit to the operation side and connect these operation challenges that Elena and her team oversized, their impact on the financial part. So many people talking about batteries, hybridization of existing park of ready-to-build ones. how should the companies, the developers, tackle this issue in bettering their financial based on storage or not, or other forms of operational approaches? What would be your advice?
Anyway, in the past, I believe in the present, all projects are a mixed one. So everybody is attaching storage because of the negative prices. And because of reducing the imbalances and have available power when you have the right price. This is the future because this is the constraint. It's related to adapting on the current market conditions. What I can say, what I've seen and what we've seen during these 15 plus years is that you cannot think on a really long term the strategy. During, I don't know, the 10 years of no investments in Romania, a lot of changes happened. We had the really big energy prices versus really small ones. So in this moment, the answer to your question is yes. The best thing is to have hybrid. The best thing is to have a mixed portfolio as an investor. PV, storage, wind, gas, everything all in, so you can secure your place in the market, in the energy market, and you can secure your promises in the energy market. What I can say from our point of view is that we are used already of performing all needed actions in order to deliver the production as our clients promised to. Curtailments in negative prices periods, developing some kind of automations in order to not do it manually, finding together with our clients solutions for I know some trading platforms that are integrated with the energy market, with the dispatch center, with the PPC on site of the power plants. Not all of them work continuously because we still depend on communication of other externals, maybe. But yeah, we are used to doing everything. In the dispatch center, in this moment, we have, as I previously said, wind, solar, gas, storage. We just integrated in our SCADA storage system. Soon, in 2 months, we'll have PV plus storage. Actually, we have PV plus wind and storage in the next, this year, by the end of the year of that project. They will also have storage on it. So we do our best. We share our expertise and our technical capabilities in matter of consultancy because we are also investors. So all solutions that we might have were already tested on us and then to the others.
Thank you. I'll move to Paul, and I will pick up on one of the comments made by Stelian earlier. He talked about the challenges in having the right number of people and the right number of qualified people in the field to develop, to build up projects. What is your approach? Do you have the capability to move a large number of people from Romania or for other parts of Europe to Greece, for example, if needed, or how do you work?
Let's say the challenges with the manpower, it's not that you don't have enough, you don't have enough in the right moment. It's a challenge for us to put on the table all the projects if we are starting the projects in 1 month, because for example, Nofar is developing a project in 2 years, but in the moment he has the building permit, it would want to start yesterday. Yeah, so there's the challenge to have.
And they never know when yesterday is, in fact.
Yeah, In the moment they have the building permit, it was a little bit too late to start. The challenges, I would say, here to have the right Gantt chart, or to have the right planning for the whole year, that you are covering, let's say, the design of electrical, not only in the spring, and you are working the rest of the summer to build it up. You have to plan also the rest of the year what you will do the next one. So here we have a little bit of gaps, but I would say we could cover them in the moment in a decent way. I wouldn't say in a good way, but in a decent way. As Elena was saying about building the hybrid plants, we worked together in 2023 by commissioning the first hybrid solar and wind plant. And now we are going back there to add the batteries for 2025, because that's
this is
the
interesting
way.
because it confirms something that I said, I think, 1 year ago. The people already in the market will grow up and will become bigger, and it will be more and more difficult for new players to enter the Romanian market with each year passing. So I think that is already the case, this form of consolidation and creation of networks of partnership between companies. And
in each of the market, it's the way how you adapt the market, how you understand the regulations of the market, because we are in a region, but everything is a little bit different than in the home market, or Romania it's a little bit different than Greece, or Greece it's a little bit different than Italy. Yeah, we are in a region, but it's a little bit different.
Thank you. 10 minutes probably for conversation. Once again, I turn to you, and if it's anybody who is interested in addressing a question or making a comment, now is the perfect time.
I would like to add something
Please.
on Paul's comment about the hybrid power plant. Is that client had wind from the first wave in Romania, and one day he said he wants to do a mixed installation. So all installation was adapted in order to connect the PV in the existing electrical installation of the wind, and then adapted to add the storage in the existing new electrical installation that was created. So that's the most interesting thing, actually, that whatever power plant you might have, or whatever technology of sources you might use, technically there will be a solution to mix it up.
Okay, thank you for your comments, and I will ask you, all of you, the same question for closing the conversation, and in the interest of our Greek friends following this. Where is the Romanian market for big renewable plants at the moment? What would be the biggest problem today, and what is the forecast that you have for the next 6 to 1 year from now on, giving into consideration all this already touched, the fiscal problems, the uncertainty in the various ways, and so on. So what would be the most important elements from your perspective in each case?
First of all, what means big? What means big power plants? Because
I'm having in mind more than 50, let's say 20 megawatts.
Yeah, yes. Then we will define that big means for the operation and maintenance activity, having a team on site, for example. That would mean big, because whatever is beyond 20, 30 megawatts installed power, you need the team on site to keep it running.
Okay, use your own definition. Just let us know.
We have the capacity still. We have. It's better to connect a smaller one in this moment, as far as I've seen, than to a smaller, meaning 20 up to 50 megawatts in the grid.
Do you see a bigger number of this kind of units being connected to the grid?
Yeah, but it depends the area that we discuss about. If we discuss about north part of Romania, it's a production deficit there, so it has the capacity to accommodate more production.
Okay, the grid is clear now.
Yeah, for example, we have a solar power plant in that area that has no reinforcement, which is pretty odd with the grid connection agreement issued this time of the life. So that means that in north part of Romania you can install small capacities that could be connected to the distribution network, because for example, you can also connect in Moldavia, in east part of Romania, but you have really few options of transport operations, so also in the distribution network.
Okay.
Depends on the strategy and whatever means big for each one.
That is why it's important to have many perspectives, so we'll see the picture from many views, please.
Yes, so I might refer to your question a little bit further. Romania, 6 years, or what is now the difficulties in order to develop? So I think that in Romania we have a lot of projects. This is not the problem. From the other part that I said, we are a little bit behind. We need to close the gap. But in order to close this gap, we need financing. I think today this is the biggest...
Everybody says there are money everywhere.
Yes, there is money, but there is a lot of money, but you cannot deploy it to the project. Let me ask you one question. Did you see one project of storage finance in Romania? One. That got financing from a bank, from local banks, from... okay, maybe from
Maybe it
other,
is not
from
needed
funds.
necessary, because there are some public money and there are also private money.
No, I don't speak about public, yes, the public money. Why? Because the model is not clear. It's not just because they don't want to give the money. As we say, we are in the middle of, there is a lot of money that wants to enter to Romania, but the model, nobody knows how it looks because it's not developed enough. You don't have enough megawatts that are connected.
And you said that the model is not clear, not even for co-located capacities?
For co-located, it's a little bit more clear. For standalone, for sure not. As said Dan, it's now El Dorado of the storage, but it's an El Dorado of theoretically.
Limited period of...
Very limited. It's very limited, and also the co-location, it's not so easy still to... yes.
Why?
Again, the
calculation, the financial...
yes, since you want to build the storage before or when you have the COD, you want already to have the storage, as we said. So there are still some gaps in the numbers, and not so big certainty like in other countries. And this is when I say we are one leg behind, because we have, I can tell you from our experience, it's much easier. We have, now we are building 270 megawatts of storage in Germany. Very easy. We we got 80% financing from a bank.
And you say that
Everything
this will translate in missing some targets in new capacities installed in Romania? This is what you say?
Yes, there is a gap that must be closed, and this will, when this gap will be closed, then everything will go forward. But till it's not closed, you cannot see it running.
I myself, for 1 year, I've decided not to look at the targets for renewable in Romania, including those that are to be used for hydrogen, for grid hydrogen, but only on the simple target to achieve. But I don't know if you have in mind that larger target of the smaller.
No, it's not. You can look. I will give you. You know, everybody, especially the financial institutes, they are looking on Aurora, Baringa, and so on. You can look at the storage. How much storage Romania, according to what they say, can have in 2027? How much? 700. This is all the market. Again, as I say, if you go today, you hear every 2 steps on the road, or when we are meeting, everybody's doing 100, 200, 300.
But they are not
Everybody is
visible
doing, I don't know, you have Monson that have plans of 1 giga. Okay, so, but as you look at the...
Where is the project standing at the moment?
No, you look at in 2027, isn't it? All the market 700. So what we are doing? What is going on?
Thank you. Paul, please, a similar comment on the general situation prospects for the Romanian market.
I would answer to your question with 3 simple words: predictability, planning, and manpower. These are the big problems of the of the Romanian market. But I'm sure it's the whole region, the same situation. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for this conversation. I will close building up on your latest remark, and I'll say that we hope that the government in Romania would provide us with predictability for the near future. We should count on the private actors to come with planning, with strategic planning, and building up the good projects we need. And for the manpower, I think it's just your job, Paul. Thank you. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, we should stop here for this session. In a couple of minutes, we'll start the another one. Thank you.